Two people can earn the same salary and live completely different financial lives. One can take a month away from work, reject a terrible boss, handle an emergency, and wait for the right opportunity. The other cannot survive one missed paycheck. The difference is not always income. It is the gap between how much money they earn and how much money their life requires. That gap determines how much control they have over their time, decisions, and future. And it is one of the biggest financial differences between people who build wealth and people who remain trapped. Imagine two employees named David and Michael. Both earn $6,000 per month after tax. David lives in a premium apartment, finances a new car, carries credit card debt, and maintains several expensive subscriptions. His total monthly spending is $5,800. After paying everything, David has only $200 left. Michael earns the same amount, but he lives in a more affordable apartment, drives a reliable used car, avoids high-interest debt, and controls his recurring expenses. His monthly lifestyle costs $3,800. Michael has $2,200 remaining every month. Their salaries are identical, but their financial freedom is not. David has almost no room for error. Michael has options. That difference is the freedom gap. The freedom gap is the amount left between your income and the money required to maintain your life. If you earn $5,000 and need $4,900 every month, your freedom gap is only $100. If you earn $5,000 and need $3,000, your gap is $2,000. That extra money can become emergency savings, investments, debt reduction, business capital, career flexibility, or time away from work. A larger freedom gap does not automatically make someone rich, but it gives them the space required to build wealth. Without that space, nearly every dollar is already committed before it arrives. People often judge financial success by income. A six-figure salary sounds impressive. A senior job title looks successful. A large bonus creates the appearance of progress. But income only tells you how much money enters someone's life. It does not tell you how much money immediately leaves. Someone earning $150,000 may have a more fragile financial life than someone earning $70,000. The high earner may have a large mortgage, two financed vehicles, private fees, personal loans, and expensive habits. The lower earner may have controlled expenses, no consumer debt, an emergency fund, and consistent investments. One person has more income. The other may have more freedom. When the freedom gap is small, every unexpected expense becomes dangerous. A medical bill, a car repair, a rent increase, a reduced work schedule, a delayed paycheck. Even a small disruption can force someone to borrow money. Then debt payments reduce the gap even further. The person begins using future income to solve today's problem. This creates a cycle. Low financial margin creates debt. Debt creates more monthly payments. More payments reduce financial margin. And the reduced margin creates even more dependence on the next paycheck. The smaller the gap becomes, the harder it is to escape. A narrow freedom gap does not only create financial stress, it removes choices. You may know your job is unhealthy, but you cannot leave because rent is due. You may want to start a business, but you cannot take the risk because every paycheck is already spent. You may want to move closer to your family, but the financial structure of your life does not allow it. You may need time to recover from burnout, but stopping work for even 1 month could cause a crisis. This is why financial freedom is not only about becoming wealthy. It is about increasing the number of decisions you can make without panic. People who successfully build wealth usually protect the difference between income and spending. When their income rises, they do not allow every expense to rise with it. They may improve their lifestyle, but they try to increase their financial margin at the same time. Suppose someone receives a $2,000 monthly raise. They could increase their lifestyle by the full $2,000. Or they could improve their lifestyle by $500 and direct the remaining $1,500 towards savings, investments, or debt reduction. The second decision increases both comfort and freedom. The first decision only creates a more expensive life. Lifestyle inflation is one of the fastest ways to destroy financial margin. A raise arrives. Then comes a better apartment, a newer car, more expensive restaurants, premium memberships, luxury travel. Each decision may appear affordable by itself, but combined, they consume the entire increase in income. Soon, the person earns more, but has exactly the same amount remaining every month. Sometimes, they have less. The salary increased. The lifestyle expanded. The freedom gap stayed closed. This is why earning more does not automatically create financial progress. Looking successful and becoming financially free often require opposite decisions. Looking successful may require visible spending, a premium vehicle, designer clothes, an impressive home, frequent travel. Becoming financially free may require decisions nobody notices. Keeping the same car after receiving a raise, automating investments, paying off debt, building cash reserves, rejecting unnecessary monthly payments. One path creates attention, the other creates control. The difficult part is that people celebrate visible consumption. They rarely celebrate a growing emergency fund or a lower fixed cost ratio. Return to David and Michael. Both continue earning $6,000 per month. David keeps only $200. Over 1 year, that equals $2,400, assuming no emergency consumes it. Michael keeps $2,200. Over 1 year, that equals $26,400. After 5 years, Michael may have redirected more than $130,000 towards savings, investments, or debt reduction. David may still be waiting for each paycheck. They started with the same income, but one used the gap to build ownership. The other used nearly all his income to maintain a lifestyle. The difference did not appear dramatic in 1 month. Over several years, it transformed their lives. Financial freedom can be built in stages. Level 1. Breathing room. At this level, you consistently spend less than you earn. You are no longer using debt to survive every month. Small emergencies are manageable. This is the beginning of the freedom gap. Level 2. Financial runway. At this stage, you have enough savings to cover several months of essential expenses. Losing income is still serious, but it is no longer an immediate disaster. You have time to think before making decisions. Level 3. Income independence. At this level, investments, business income, or other assets cover a meaningful portion of your living expenses. Your salary may still be important, but it no longer controls every financial decision. Each stage increases your options. Start with one simple calculation. Take your monthly after-tax income. Then subtract your essential and recurring expenses. For example, monthly income, $5,000. Essential expenses, $3,200. Freedom gap, $1,800. Now calculate the gap as a percentage of income. In this example, $1,800 is 36% of $5,000. This number is more useful than salary alone because it shows how much income can be directed toward your future. Someone earning less, but keeping 25% may be progressing faster than someone earning more, but keeping only 2%. To increase the freedom gap, separate essential expenses from lifestyle expenses. Essential expenses include basic housing, food, transportation, insurance, utilities, and minimum debt obligations. Lifestyle expenses include upgrades, premium services, luxury spending, frequent dining, and optional subscriptions. This does not mean all lifestyle spending is bad. The purpose of money is not to create a miserable life. The goal is to make upgrades intentionally. A lifestyle expense becomes dangerous when it permanently reduces your flexibility without adding enough real value. Many people try to increase savings by focusing only on small purchases. They cancel one subscription. They stop buying coffee. They avoid small conveniences. These decisions can help, but the largest impact usually comes from 3 categories: housing, transportation, debt. Saving $20 per month on subscriptions is useful, but reducing a car payment by $500 or avoiding unnecessary housing costs can change the entire financial system. Review the biggest recurring expenses first. That is where the freedom gap is usually won or lost. A practical way to protect your gap is the 50% raise rule. Whenever your income increases, direct at least half of the increase toward your future. Suppose your monthly income rises by $800. You could send $400 toward investments or savings, $200 toward debt reduction, and use $200 to improve your current lifestyle. You still enjoy the raise, but the raise also expands your freedom gap. Without a rule, lifestyle inflation often consumes the entire increase automatically. Keeping money is only the first step. The next step is deciding what the gap will build. Part of it should create financial protection, an emergency fund, insurance, reduced debt. Part of it should create ownership, diversified investments, a business, professional skills, intellectual property, or other productive assets. The goal is to use today's freedom gap to reduce tomorrow's dependence on active work. A gap that is always spent eventually disappears. A gap converted into ownership can continue growing. Someone can have a large income and still feel financially insecure. This usually happens when the lifestyle requires nearly all of the income. The person may own expensive possessions, but they have no margin,
no runway, no flexibility,
no ability to stop earning. Their lifestyle appears rich. Their financial system feels poor. This explains why two people with completely different salaries can experience the same stress. Both may have almost nothing remaining after monthly expenses. Financial pressure is often created by the gap, not only by the income. Your first goal does not need to be complete financial independence. Begin by building a small monthly buffer. Even $100 or $200 creates a starting point. Then increase it gradually. Use raises. Reduce debt. Renegotiate recurring bills. Control major lifestyle upgrades. Increase professional income without immediately increasing fixed costs. A large freedom gap is rarely built through one dramatic decision. It is usually built through many small decisions that prevent income from disappearing. Before accepting a new monthly payment, ask, does this purchase expand my life or reduce my future choices? Before upgrading your home, vehicle, or lifestyle, calculate how much of your freedom gap will disappear. A purchase may be affordable according to the bank, but affordability is not the same as freedom. The bank asks whether you can make the payment. You should ask what the payment will prevent you from doing later. The biggest financial difference between two people is not always how much they earn. It is how much control remains after the bills are paid. A large income with no financial margin creates an expensive form of dependence. A controlled lifestyle with a growing gap creates options. Increase your income, but do not allow your expenses to consume every increase. Protect the difference. Use it to build savings. Use it to eliminate debt. Use it to acquire productive assets. Because the freedom gap is where wealth begins. It is the space between working because you choose to and working because you have no other option. But a strong income and a growing freedom gap can still leave someone feeling trapped when their entire lifestyle depends on one demanding career. Watch the next video. Why high earners still feel trapped.